Thank you for joining this PowerPoint presentation reviewing information relating to action research framework in relation to the topic of improving student engagement in virtual learning settings. This presentation will begin with a table of contents displaying the topics on each slide, including an ending reference slide, noting the citations used throughout this presentation. This research and topic, along with presentation slideshow, is designed for class RSH 916, Problem-Based Research in Action with Professor Gaddis on the 1st of September 2025. Let's begin. During this presentation, we will review several different topic areas relating to the main topic of action research as applied to the topic of improving student engagement in a virtual learning setting. First, we will identify the problem that needs to be solved, discuss the goals of the action research plan and the stakeholders involved, and review the challenges and circumvention strategies, which are methods to overcome the identified problem. The proposed solutions and intervention plan will be reviewed along with measuring effectiveness and ethical considerations. To close this presentation, a reference slide will be displayed, noting the citations used to present this information. In the modern world, the shift to normalizing virtual learning began to open many doors for this method of education. The virtual setting can offer many academic benefits, such as a quick access to instruction, flexible scheduling for both staff and students, and the ability to learn materials at one's pace, Towspan Team 2023. However, there are also disadvantages, including distractibility, technological challenges, barriers with social interactions or relationship building with staff or other students, and difficulties maintaining executive functioning skills, especially for students of the younger generation. For example, time management, organization, self-discipline, accountability, task initiation. These challenges can limit student engagement, increase truancy rates, and hinder overall academic performance and success. Towspan Team 2023. Stringer and Aragon 2020 also recognized from an action research perspective and framework that the main problem is not necessarily the lack of participation or staff efforts to motivate student success, but more so the lack of systematic and effective structure that enables student engagement, determination, self-discipline, and accountability for academic achievement in a virtual setting. The primary goal of this action research plan is to promote student engagement by designing and implementing methods of higher participation and interest, which increases student attendance rates, leading to measurable solutions such as engagement, task or assignment completion, and active contributions and collaboration during class. That was noted from Fredericks ETAL 2024. Another goal could be implementing systematic teaching strategies that enable student engagement. Teaching shorter intervals and creating consistent classroom allows for structure, predictability, and transparency, which students appreciate and promotes buy-in. These goals also foster equity among students, providing equal opportunity for participation, regardless of home environment or neurodivergent challenges. Fredericks ETAL 2004. Additionally, the aim of these goals is to support student engagement and staff confidence to implement virtual learning strategies, leading to overall academic achievement. For this process, there will be several stakeholders involved. Teachers and students will be the key stakeholders within this process. Within a remote setting, teachers will be responsible for monitoring students, implementing strategies, and collecting data, while students are monitored for engagement, being flexible with strategy implementation, and offering feedback. Bond and Bedendler, 2019. Parents and or guardians of students should also be involved, providing support and stability within the home, along with also providing feedback about observed challenges or potential barriers. Bond and Bedendler, 2019. School administrators and clinical staff will also be involved, providing resources for staff and students, and can help with structural support or monitoring virtual classrooms, while technical staff can help in ensuring all technical components are working properly. Also from Bond and Bedler, 2019. Communication and collaboration with all stakeholders will create an inclusive approach to the virtual learning process, encouraging the different perspectives to make informed decisions, design interventions effectively, and strengthen implementation. That was from Stringer and Aragon, 2020. Hodges ETAL 2020 explains the potential challenges while learning or working in a virtual setting. Some of these barriers may include inconsistent access to the internet, lack of technological competency from either staff, students, or other stakeholders involved, and the resistance to new technological tools or methods being implemented. Hodges ETAL 2020. Individuals may also experience screen fatigue, concerns with being impatient or inflexible, or unpredictable technological challenges. For example, loss of internet or losing documents. To address these challenges, Hodges ETAL 2020 reports that flexible engagement methods need to be designed for both students and staff, including alternative plans for asynchronous learning and solutions for technological challenges, such as backup device or easy access to technological support. In addition, establishing rapport, a consistent and structured schedule, fun and engaging lessons or tasks, and providing a feeling of safety through stakeholder support and resources can reduce absenteeism and disruptions and increase longevity of both student and staff engagement. That was also Hodges ETAL 2020. Now, the proposed intervention strategies, as mentioned on the previous slide, include introducing more effective digital tools, interactive models such as peer and staff collaboration, and systematic routines to maintain consistency and transparency. During regularly scheduled intervals embedded into sessions, teachers can implement check-ins with students using breakout rooms or disperse feedback documents such as surveys, polls, or open-ended discussion posts. Support staff can use participation trackers for data collection purposes and assist with small group asynchronous learning for those students with less engagement. A parent digital communication log can also be utilized to ensure collaboration and support is provided from the home. Lastly, Stringer and Aragon reassure that this intervention process follows an AR iterative framework supporting an adaptive and ongoing modifications for improvement through a plan, act, observe, and reflect model. To measure the effectiveness of this process, both qualitative and quantitative reporting will be gathered and analyzed. Danielson 2023 states that participation logs will assist in tracking attendance, grades, including tracking assignment submissions, discussion logs, and interactive tasks. Danielson 2013 also ensures that teacher observations, to include rubrics for note-taking, will measure the quality of student participation. Surveys, polls, and self-rating scales submitted by students will reflect motivation, security in learning, and their perspective on relationship building. Cyclical and consistent reflection and revisions will guide informed decision-making for effective improvements and solutions. That was from Stringer and Aragon, 2020. Lastly, similar to the other learning environments, ethical standards should always be at the forefront of professional practice, even when working within a virtual setting. The U.S. Department of Education 2024 emphasizes accessibility for all students, ensuring equitable access through inclusive imaging and design, assistive technology and support, and having available options such as captioning to read or reflect on dialogue. The International Center for Academic Integrity 2023 also highlights academic integrity through ethical use of digital tools such as avoiding plagiarism or cheating and reinforcing honest test or assignment results. Additionally, UNESCO 2023 stresses the importance of artificial intelligence, AI fairness, noting that students need to avoid algorithm reporting or subjective feedback and maintain overall fairness to avoid policy violations. Even in a virtual learning setting, staff need to obey the ethical standards and guidelines that are implemented through their practice and continue to maintain professionalism. As noted within the slide, OpenAI 2025 was used for this slide particularly to highlight that it can be used, but it does need to be referenced throughout your assignments. And then here's the last slide. Thank you for taking the time today to learn about the Action Research Framework, specifically in the context of understanding how to improve student engagement in a virtual setting. These last two slides are dedicated to the references cited throughout this presentation. If you have any additional questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me directly at jillhutzel@yahoo.com. And I appreciate your time today. Thank you.